Hey y'all, it's Renegayde, and it's time to spill Reali-Tea on all things Drag Race Philippines Slaysian Royale. The Ultimate Battle Royale is reaching its climax, so make sure you like and subscribe for more, as you're not going to want to miss a single drop of content this season. On this episode, our final four face off in their penultimate music video challenge, where the set is staged for our final face off, as only our finalists make it out of this episode alive. But before we begin, let me introduce my co-host, and who do you think done put you on the map, bays? It's QuackrrJack.
Hey, mabuhay!
Mabuhay, Jack. Are you serving that big Reyna energy tonight?
Hey, hello, yes, mabuhay, love you, mama pal. Yes, I am serving that Reyna energy.
I'm CM, mabuhay. I was gonna say, well, personally, I kind of think the judges were serving some BDE after this episode. Some big delusional energy, because while this season hasn't been perfect with its judging, I haven't completely disagreed with everything. Yeah, this episode was probably the first time I've completely disagreed with absolutely everything that happened. Absolutely everything, just from start to finish. But we can just start at the beginning, work our way there, as we like to do. Let's talk about our final four getting some Kiki time with Mama Pao and Miss Jervis, and doing their out-of-drag photo shoot to show their shining personalities. It was clear for me, I think for you as well too, while we were watching, that it felt like Venus was definitely the most charismatic, so I see why she won this challenge. It feels like, for me, she's shown the most inner light, the most personality, the most charm.
I think she's shown the most growth, too. Honestly, like, outside of maybe Suki Doll, just because of how little we saw in her original season, I think, well, I shouldn't say, I should say that, like, Suki Doll going this far makes me happy, extremely happy, right? But I think that in terms of this season alone, TeamViñasDeLuxe has been the breakout star, unexpected, like everything going on, right? I don't think anyone expected her to win 2 challenges back to back, be in the top another time, where arguably she won the Lipsync and then they gave it to Yuha because they wanted to give Yuha a challenge win or whatever. And I think we've seen so many great things from her, and she felt so natural and light, yet like, so I think the word would be relatable in the sense. And her final picture, it was just so much joy, and it really was. This is Viñas.
I will say, though, something about her edit this episode especially made me very nervous about her winner chances. And a lot of it was in her Q&A specifically. A majority of it felt like it was set up for Brigading in her story, because they focused so much on their relationship and how proud Venus was of Brigading making it this far. And I'm like, where is Venus getting the love for, like, herself here? So are they really trying to, like, force this last minute storyline for Brigading? Because if you really kind of think about it, even though I've been kind of hard on her edit, she has had a very consistent storyline compared to everybody else. It's a very Survivor 41 Erica storyline, where it's not a whole lot of content, but what the content we get narratively makes sense from, like, start to finish, where it's like, we kind of come in with a little bit of her insecurities and the fact that she's here because she wants to, or because she's learned, and now she's being able to prove herself little by little about how much she's grown. And then we kind of get to the end point here where, like, look at how well she's doing and how proud everybody is of her. So did you feel the same energy where it's like, is it possible to say Brigading is going to end up winning this?
I think there's a high likelihood of Brigading having a chance of really winning this and ending up as our winner. It does feel like that. I wonder if there's also the possibility of, like, because Brigading gets so much back, that maybe us accepting that maybe Viñas deserves the win, because not only is she, like, so much better, like, more refined as an artist. I mean, her point of view on drag is, in my opinion, the clear top of the season. But I think the possibility of maybe her friendship is kind of being used to show Brigading the like pathway to the end. But I mean, on the counterpart of that, it could be that she's just so confident in herself when she's like around the judges and stuff that she knows she has a chance, and maybe they're trying to highlight Brigading's journey more, especially after we got rid of a lot of the other big moments of the season, like Kiana, and we got rid of, Arizona Brandy's whole confessional line with Kiana and trying to like outdo her essentially, and maybe this is like us trying to get to the end of the Brigading and Viñas thing.
Ooh,
So
actually,
I
you
I
brought
don't
up a
know.
good point about the Arizona Brandy storyline because they did set up that whole thing with her and Kiana, and that went nowhere. That went absolutely nowhere.
I
And
wouldn't say it went nowhere. I just think it
it
ended in a
didn't.
different way than we thought.
There was no real competitive energy between the two, though. Like they never really had a moment outside of that one episode where they even kind of talked about that at all. So
Well,
I,
they
I'm actually now going back on a few things that I was going to say about this because I was like, Arizona's story felt like it was very consistent, even though it was like a lot of it was more like a Raven storyline where she starts very weak and then gets better throughout the season. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there are a few inconsistencies that she has here, as well as Venus has had a few moments where it's like this whole CM thing. I've heard a few people say, okay, I've had a few people be on CM's side. I've seen the comments and whatnot wherever they felt like Venus was maybe
crazy,
overreacting. So,
crazy.
like, if you look at it this way, like, as far as tone goes, Brigadine really. Suki has had the positive tone as well here too, but I don't think she has a track record anymore after this episode.
No, she
But
doesn't.
Brigadine pretty much has the same kind of positivity that Suki has, but now she has the track record to back it up. So I, I'm a little worried for Venus, especially after kind of what happened here. And we can kind of talk about their performances in this music video in just a few moments here, Jack. But let's take a quick trip to the runway because I know you want to talk about these looks for this Final Four
Oh.
runway. So let's get to Yes or Mess. And category is Award Giving Bodi-Yodi-Yodies. Did you like this category, Jack?
I love this category. It's not even like your best drag. It's like your best award show drag, which is kind of fun because like sometimes best drag is hard to relate or compare, but this is easily comparable.
I really like the idea because they also had to bring the award too, and it felt like the award was just as important as the actual outfit that they were presenting it was. So I really like this idea. I think they should do this more often. It's kind of like the perfume idea when they did that. Like I like the idea when they're able to kind of brand something else with them
Hmm.
and have the other idea be with it too. But overall, I thought we had four great looks. I don't think any of these looks were terrible, but tier list our looks for you, Jack. Who were your favorites? Who was your absolute favorite?
I agree. None of the looks were bad, and some of the looks were outstanding. They were just miles apart in certain ones. So let's go from the bottom to the top. Bottom of the list, I felt like has to be Brigading. She looked great. The girls kind of clocked her in the untucked section where Reina came in and said, "Girl, you're over accessorizing. Take off that damn necklace," And then they still started stealing her jewelry, which was funny. But no, she needed to take that necklace off so we could see her neck and her chest, and so everything just felt more light and we could see more of her. And I do think that the look was successful. It just was giving a little bit like Cinderella's rats had a couple layoffs that day or a couple people on break, so they didn't really finish the outfit completely. And because there was that lack of finished outfit, we ended up seeing a few minor errors. I think it was just very basic. I didn't really speak too much about her as a drag queen. There was that lack of who she was. It was a nice silhouette. It was the fabric was well like cut and whatnot, and there were jewels on like around the waist and the top of the bodice line. That was it, kind of thing. That was all it was giving.
I'm
Right
gonna
above
say it
her,
just
oh,
because I've been saying it all season. There's a lack of personality in her drag. Like it's very nice. Like it's giving like season five Alyssa Edwards, right? And I was
well,
rewatching the first episode a little bit, and when they were coming in, someone was like, "Oh, who's giving this Caucasian energy?" And I'm like, "That's kind of what it feels like she's trying to
oh,
translate her drag to is like a Western ideal of like old school drag." and I don't get her personality from it. And it's just that's what's really lacking for me from her. It's just like you have so many of these other girls that have like a point of view, and she's just giving me pretty. I
Yeah.
want a little more depth. That's all. Is I just want a little more depth. Like even her award didn't feel like it was like original to her at all.
Well,
I don't
I do
know.
think I think her that's where I have to disagree with you. I do think her award made a lot of sense with her outfit and it made a lot of sense with who she is as a person because her whole storyline is how she after her original season pretty much felt like a huge failure and she felt like she didn't do well enough and all these things about how she had lost her spark for drag. So the spark thing was cool. I liked the light on the inside of her, whatever. It was nice. But again, I agree with you on that. It's a little too basic what we're seeing from her at this point in the competition on the runway.
It
But
would be
again,
like if Arizona walked out with just wearing a vape. It's just
well,
the same thing over and over and over and over
well,
and over again.
I don't
I'm
know. I
looking
don't
for more
know.
dimensions for
At
Brigadine.
least that's a brand thing for her, right? Like,
Is it a brand thing
not that it's
though?
good. I mean,
I
I
don't
don't like
like the
it.
vape is a brand thing, but
I would rather
well,
take the K with Kiana, even though they always talk shit on that. I'd
well,
rather
yeah.
take
Well, if Kiana walked out in a K tonight and then decided to give away a K award,
right.
like
I would
I'd
say,
be like,
okay,
okay,
watch out on too many Ks, Kiana. We're getting a little too close. We got two Ks, I'm gonna make it a third.
I don't
So but
know.
that would
Yeah,
be my only
we can
issue.
move on, but yeah,
Right,
I'm sorry
okay.
to be so mean to Brigadine, but well, I'm just saying,
You are too
I
nice.
just want a little more point of view, and so I'll just
Speaking
be a
of
little
a
disappointed if
girl
she wins. That's all.
speaking of a girl without much of a point of view, I felt like this is the same problem as our next girl, Arizona Brandy. The dress was nice, the hair was beautiful. Um, the dress lacked any kind of um, not personality per se, but specific to her personality. It lacked what her brand was. I don't think of Arizona as a fashion queen. No one does, except for the judges who told her that, and they lied to her several many times. But she looked very beautiful. It just, again, it was kind of basic. It was nicer than Brigadines, but that's not very much to say because it was just kind of here's a shawl here, here's an edge here, instead of getting just like a couple ruffles in the back kind of thing. So it was very nice. I liked it. I liked my favorite part though was the little orange spark in the middle. I liked that. I liked her award. It didn't make much sense until we like heard more about the light or whatever. It didn't really come off the same way as some other girls did. But Arizona, she did fine. She looked better than Brigadine. And I think being looking better than anyone at this point in the competition for Arizona especially is a win in itself.
True.
And that's
No,
not
you're
supposed to
right.
be
You're right.
shady. That's not
You
supposed
are
to be
right.
shady,
But
but
she is the fashion queen of the season, Jax. Just remember.
girl, when they said that, when her and Suki were like, "Ooh, the fashion queens," I'm like, Suki, I am so sorry that this bitch would ever say like I felt like a personal attack on Suki like in that moment for her. I was like, Suki, I am holding your hand from a very long distance. You do not have to beat up this girl right now, I promise. But speaking of, Suki Doll gets my second place of the night. Let me tell you, this between Suki and Arizona is where the largest stretch of difference is. This is what it means to have a point of view in drag. This is what it means to be a branded bitch. This is what it means to know who you are and to show it on this runway. Suki Doll looks phenomenal. She's amazing. This corseted dress that then swirls down into these gold like enchanting moments of just this fabric with the black and the gold and the I don't know if this is gold sheeting or what it is that she used. It's so beautiful. And the hair, oh the hair wrapped in this like translucent black. Oh my god. And the they're not bangs, they're like the side, I guess they kind of are bangs, but like the side bangs or whatever you want to call them, like the front strands that chop off kind of thing, like right there around the chin area. It's just so beautiful and like this sculpted high ponytail into it braided into a like I don't know what you'd call that, an ass shape or like a snake. I don't know. It's just so beautiful. Everything's beautiful. 10 cents, 10s across the board. I could not give this look enough love. It's not possible for me to ever say enough about this look. Suki Doll, once again, looks amazing, and she should be very proud of herself, per usual. When it comes to the runway, she's looking amazing, and, you know, a Suki Doll look when you see one. She knows who she is. But just above her, and I'm so sorry, Suki Doll. I just said all these nice things to you, but you're not the winner of the night. The winner of the night for me in this look department has to be Viñas
Agreed.
This is the brand on brand on branding brand of the brand. Okay, first of all, she comes out in a very beautiful gown that happens to be pink and a little fluffy. It's got these little like feathery, furry things coming off, and it goes down into this nice little ruffled uh, cut off basically at the bottom, and she has the matching gloves. And what she does is she has a huge pair of lips. Rhinestoned, by the way, to the gods. There wasn't a spot on those goddamn lips that didn't have a stone on them. And they were perfectly placed, the colors and shades changing to show the shadows and the light, and oh, I was dying. Over her shoulders to a nicely perfected like hair that just goes upwards, and out of her face show off these beautiful dangling earrings, her matching red lips, and she's wearing this pair of lips on herself that is on the front, the top half, and behind her are the bottom pair of the lips, and she just looks so good. And that's when you realize, wait a minute, she's a pair of lips as a dress. No, no, no. She is a tongue coming out of the pair of lips, which is just like so smart, right? It's like, oh my god, she's wearing a pink dress, light pink, and it's because she's a tongue. But then it takes it even a step further. This is where it becomes like, to me, like genius level marketing branding. Like, this is what designing is to me. She has furry like elements and like hair on here because tongues have hair on them. Technically not our normal hair, but if you know anything about the tongues, you'll know that your taste buds have tasting hairs. And so they are these little like slivers that come up around the ridges. And so they call them hairs. And so it is emulating everything about a tongue and sticking out of her mouth, which is her whole brand, being the mouth of the Philippines. And she has an award that is literally the mouth of the National Mouth Award or whatever it was called. And not only is it so smart, it's an actual mouth, and it's a fleshlight. It was like
A win.
everything that could possibly have been done to elevate this had been elevated to the complete max. I could not find a single thing you could do better with this, honestly, and I just this this pushed me over the edge on every single thing I've ever seen on this season, everything I've ever done. We have talked about it. Viñas package is the most branded, is the most exciting package we have seen this season, without a doubt.
It's so unique too. Like I don't know any
Mm-hmm.
other queen that's had such a diverse and especially not even just diversity. Like just think of how many different like types of reveals she's done, and every single one is completely different from the next. Like she comes out from a painting as one. This one she can take off the lips if she wants to. The other one she just pulls out or she flips the switch and Jesus is on her. Like yeah, I'm sold.
I
I'm
just
I'm sold on her
there's
for sure.
everything she has done has just been so perfection. I cannot think of anyone who has had such a dominant performance on the runway and in the season in my mind.
Hmm.
And I guess I forgot about Suki's award, but I think that's where we really got the kind of distinction here. Was like Suki's award was good, just like the other girls were good, but I do think that out of everyone, Venus hit every single criteria on this runway.
Hmm. Yeah, I was definitely very excited to see Venus tonight. And let's talk about the music video because, as it was kind of explained, our queens are joined by supergroup Reina, which includes Philippine winners Precious Paula Nicole, Captivating Cat Cat, Maxi, and honorary winner Marina Summers, because let's be real, she should have a crown. Looking at you,
Easily.
UK2. Looking at you. But anyway, they'll coach our final four for their high time music video, and for the reward, Venus will get 2 extra minutes from her shooting time, and she takes 2 minutes from Arizona, which ultimately doesn't matter. But overall, I thought this could be one of the best music videos produced in Drag Race history. Like, this was a really, really good video. It was a bop, and everybody looked so good in it. Jack, what were your kind of thoughts overall on the video?
It was crazy how the girls came out in the video at first, coming out of this building, and the Reyna is literally coming out of this building. They're all talking, and they're all hanging out, and then they're like, "Wait, we hear something," and they go and open the back of a truck to reveal the final four girls dancing and doing all this choreo that they had just learned to Reyna's hit song, and I was engaged because we went from essentially like a very it was very fun how they went from colorless, like just black and white, and then when they opened the door to the back of like the U-Haul or truck or whatever it was, that's when all the color came in, and that's when the song was really starting and everything. It was so good, and it felt like the song kept getting better and better and better as we went on. It was like girls are going to do their verse, but first we're going to start with Reina's thing, and then once they do their verse, like, but can you keep up? Do you got that big Reina energy? And I feel like every performance just got better and better and better. We started with Suki. Unfortunately, she did the worst in all the performance. It was very clear that she was trying her best to do this. Performance is not her strongest suit, but she did a great job. She looked good, and I think she really gave off these vibes. And when it came to the choreography, she wasn't the tightest with it, but she still looked good. She still
I
gave
feel
us
like I
that
couldn't
vibe.
tell as well as she couldn't. Like, I could tell she wasn't dancing as well, but I feel like she just looked so good I didn't care. Like, Suki looked, I feel like, maybe the best out of everybody did in this music video. Like, she looked so sexy. It was just like, damn,
She
okay.
did look very sexy. It just there was a lack of energy, but it almost worked completely because she kind of felt like the girl who was just more about the sex selling and
That
everything.
posh spice. So I'm fine. I'm
Yeah,
fine with some posh spice energy if she sold it, and she sold it to me. I don't think
yeah.
she'd
I
be my worst. I think my worst would actually be Arizona.
That's interesting. Arizona comes up next, and I think she's my third, only because I liked a lot of her energy. She was very aggressive about making sure she was heard and everything. But one thing was, it kind of felt like she was trying a little too hard.
Right.
And that's where there was a bit of a disconnect for me, but she was giving us a lot to go with. And, I would rather a girl give me too much than too little. So I think that, like, I enjoyed that aspect about her. She really gave me what's supposed to be, I guess, like the rapstress of the group kind of thing. If you're going off of like, a pop group kind of sensation for girl group, like generally one girl's going to do like more of the rap thing. I think that was her thing. She was fun. She was very energetic, like I said, but I just think that there was missing that kind of level of I don't want to say professionalism. It's not a level of class, it's like a level of cleanliness in the moves and everything. And that's where I
Polish.
think polish, there we go. That's where it got brought up to when Brigadine came in right next. Brigadine had all the polish.
Hmm.
Brigadine was hitting the moves. She was doing the looks. She was supposed to be doing what she was supposed to be doing. I was a little not so sold as much on her look, I think, out of all the group, just because it felt a little strange to have like almost like a tutu looking thing on. And I was like, okay, well, we'll get
Oh,
into it. But
Angina said that she looked like a little girl doing like a pageant number.
I didn't
Now I
want to
can't.
say it, but yeah,
I
that's
couldn't
true.
unsee it. I
It's
couldn't
true.
unsee it.
It's
I could
100%
not.
true. But I was like, she's hitting all the moves. She's getting her lyrics. She's giving me energy. I was living. I was here for it. She did extremely well. But I think the only person who outdid Brigadine in this challenge was Viñas Deluxe.
Oh, without it.
though though the edit was trying to show us something different, and they were like, Viñas was clearly nervous during it. I was like, Viñas was nervous doing the rehearsal, but in the video, I didn't get nerves from her. I know who I am. I'm very strong. I'm loud. I'm gonna be in your face about it, and you're gonna know that I'm here and that I'm serving. Did she have the best outfit? No, but she had a performance outfit on. Like you see this in every girl group. Someone has this kind of like corseted leotard kind of moment going on, right? And it was just like it looked good. She was a standout with the hair she chose, and that was kind of a thing. Almost all the girls really stood out in some different way, like a girl group does. Like they're cohesive, but not too cohesive. It wasn't
But
so
Venus felt
matchy
like the
matchy.
only full package. She was the only one
Yeah,
that, as soon as she came on, I was like, oh my god, she won. Like she won it for me in like the first 5 seconds of it, and she just continued to just nail it down with the last few moments of when she just hits that note and sells it. And I'm just like, I don't understand what these judges were possibly thinking to put her in the bottom two this week. I am extremely confused, annoyed, frustrated, just because I don't know if they're trying to give her maybe a moment, because I feel like it feels very obvious to go into a final four, right, and have whoever wins that challenge likely be your winner for the season. Like more often than not, that it kind of happens. I don't know if they're trying to throw us off here and make us think that maybe Brigadine is going, like, we could have a Brigadine Venus Deluxe final too. Like it's entirely possible, right? And maybe this is the episode
yeah.
where they're kind of throwing a little bit of doubt to Venus's story. It's entirely possible. But I don't understand why you would throw someone in the bottom two. Potentially send them home if they're not someone that you're trying to. I don't know. I don't understand this decision. I just don't understand it at all. I'm very confused. Suki, okay, I can understand. Brigadine winning, I understand. But I'm very confused why Arizona was safe.
That's what I was confused about too. I was like, Arizona safe. I was like, first of all, how is it that the girls with the two best runways have to lip sync, right? That was my first thought. I was like, okay. And then I was like, are you trying to guarantee that no matter what, we're gonna have a Filipino like top three? No offense, but Suki wasn't out performing probably any of them in a lip sync. And because Suki did deserve her spot in the bottom two, and so did Arizona in my mind, I was like, so this is where it's going to be interesting because this is like a Arizona isn't so much of a ballad girl. She's more of a camp and reveal kind of girl. So I was like, maybe it has something to do with the fact that they didn't know if she could take on the song that was coming up, in the dress. And I was hoping maybe there's some bit of that, and they're just trying to show us like how versatile like Venus really is. Venus has out lip synced Kiana. Venus has out lip synced Brigading. Venus has out lip synced every single person in this competition at this point. Now Venus is essentially like the lip sync assassin while also being the early front runner of the season. So it's kind of like, oh, we have, I guess, like a moment in time now where Venus does it all. And so now we have a ballad, and this is her moment to show that she's not just a girl that has to do high energy and reveals and all these things. She can show us something else. And I don't know why she's in the bottom two, but she sure did show us that she could do more than just reveals and high energy lip syncs.
Hmm. I think she stood out in this performance too. So that's what I'm looking at. Is like, are they trying to give her like another standout moment here? I'm just confused. But ultimately, I mean, it doesn't matter here because even though Suki doesn't win the lip sync, she's still saved from the bottom and ends up as our fourth finalist. No elimination. I think that's right. I don't think I would want to get rid of anybody, honestly, out of this final four because this is a very strong top four, and I don't feel like if I was going to get rid of anybody, it would be Suki or Venus, just to be honest. But yeah, that sets our stage for next week's grand finale talent show, and just to kind of again run through it. I think while they saved Suki, unfortunately, I don't think there's any way Suki wins the season, right? Like Suki, unfortunately, I don't think could win here unless her talent is like S tier plus 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 plus. She actually does what she said she was going to do in the DragCon last week, and she manages to somehow make a design sketch for Mama Pao, and then makes the dress and gets her fitted all within like 5 minutes. I don't see Suki winning. I think her percentage of winning is probably like 1%, right?
If 1%. But I will say, if her talent show is hypnosis, she could win.
Mind
She did.
control.
Mind controls the talent. She's like, I've been waiting all season to reveal my strongest drag technique. Mind control. Yeah, I think Suki Doll is over. It kind of feels like they're trying to give us this Brigading versus Viñas in one part of the edit, and then in the other part of the edit, it feels like they're trying to give us a Brigading versus Arizona edit, and I'm not sure which way we're leaning right now, and that makes me nervous because I think, obviously, you all know that I want Viñas to win. It's very telling that I have been like a Viñas stan since the beginning, and then I've only grown in my love for Viñas, but um, I think that it's either going to be the Brigading versus Viñas edit because of this is their rivalry, they're best friends, and this is the last moment. And they've been saying the whole time there have been all these clues of like, if I don't win, I want it to be Brigading, and Brigading was like, as long as it's me and my girl in the top two, like that's what I want. And Arizona's been like, oh, it's my story, it's my time to like be here to like show that I wasn't this. But I kind of feel like maybe her moment was done this episode with the I wanted to be beautiful. I wanted everyone to like tell me I was beautiful basically, and they were like, you don't have to, no one needs to tell you because you know you're beautiful, right? So it's
Oh,
like
she
we kind
was
of
the
have that.
growth arc. It all
Maybe
makes sense.
even though
Okay.
she was a runner up already, so it was like
Hmm.
this is my time to win the crown. And she was trying to beat Kiana because she said Kiana is her biggest competition. Kiana was also the only other runner up, and so it was like okay, so that's where it is. So now it feels like to me that maybe we're leaning into that best friends fighting each other for the crown, and we're really going to end it up at the end because we've now had Venus beats Brigadine in one lip sync. Venus and Brigading both lose to Yuha, and then Venus and Brigading do a lip sync where Venus is the loser and Brigading wins. So now it's up to they both have one loss, one tie, one win. So like now it's anyone's game. But Brigading has 3 badges, and so it's like in theory Brigading should win. But should badges decide everything? No.
Especially if the talent show is a situation where Brigadine kind of flubs it a little bit in the last second and Venus kind of rises to the top. Because, I mean, after this week, I could easily see this being maybe a situation where we get a little bonga 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 at the finale,
Oh,
honestly. And I'm like, oh,
bunga bunga
okay. Like,
bunga.
if we're even getting close to the production level of that music video, I am just so excited to see what she's going to bring for this talent show and then watch her do
And
something completely different.
I think that's a great point, and that's really smart to say too, because it's a connection outside of the show that I wasn't thinking about. And I think another thing that's interesting is with this talent show, will we have a final two? Will we have a final three? Will we have a final four? Everyone lip sync. So like we don't technically know what's going to happen because they didn't say it was going to be a final lip sync, but I think we all assume there will be some kind of lip sync finale still in this.
Either all four of them are lip syncing together or they're making some sort of cut and then probably two of them go for the crown. But yeah, I mean, it's a situation where I think either way, it is just Brigadine versus Arizona or Venus Deluxe.
Yeah,
One of the queens, unfortunately, Suki, unfortunately, won't be taking it. But I'm very proud of Suki making it to the top four. And who knows? But maybe we'll be on the podcast next week talking about how Suki Doll is the winner of Slaysian Royale, and I would not be mad at that at all. Honestly,
maybe each of them will have an individual lip sync like we've seen in other seasons.
maybe it's a quadruple crowning, and then they bring Kiana back and
Well,
give her a crown too. Just give
I don't
everybody a
know
crown.
about welcome back to the stage, and like we just go something wrong.
You get a
Like
crown. Ivory
welcome back,
Glaze.
welcome back, Kitty Space. You get a crown. Welcome back, Madame Yoko, the original pork chop Slaysian diva. You get a crown.
Poor Lockahenna would be rolling in her grave.
Bring back to the stage Laka Henna, never Slaysian Royale contestant, still first pork chop. You get to go home first.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could both agree. I think we're Team Venus Deluxe heading into this finale. But did you have any final words here as we enter in what will sadly be our last episode of this amazing season next week?
Let just show some love to all the girls. Please, please, please be be supportive and go on X or Twitter or whatever social media you use and say team whoever you are, team Venus, but team whoever you are, and show some love to the girls because I think this is by far the easily going to be the best season of the year and maybe of the next year too at this rate because I'm nervous, mama.
I mean, France All Stars was amazing, but you're right. There was a little, maybe a disconnect with a little bit of the language barrier, so maybe the Slaysian Royale might seem a little more accessible. But
Well, I also think the French All Stars was a great season, but I do think if I have to pick one, I am going to go with the Slaysian Royale just because I think there's more there that I wanted to watch. I
there's more
guess
story. There wasn't a lot of
yeah.
story on France All Stars. There was definitely much more story in arcs happening here. So yeah, I'm definitely hashtag Team Venus. We'll see what happens though next week, and hopefully y'all can't wait to see how this turns out because I know I can't. And thanks again so much for listening. As always, please drop a like if you were enjoying yourself, subscribe, and comment below on your winner pick. Who is going to win Slaysian Royale? Not well, actually, who do you want to win Slaysian Royale? Not who's going to win, because if you comment who's going to win, clearly you've seen the spoilers. But comment on who you were rooting for. Are you hashtag Team Venus like us, or do you have another favorite? But until next time, and on behalf of my co-caster QuackrrJack, this is Renegayde signing out. But remember, keep stilling that tea, y'all. Mabu bye.
Bye bye.